gonna have to put in energy to get a fake charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they'll have medical.
I've done all this.
You've done for 5 years hurting men. You enjoy it.
That was just the icing on the cake, babe. Like that was me. I don't care. It tastes of his own medicine. I don't give a fuck.
Anyone who has siblings or even close cousins, I'm sure you can probably remember a time where you lied on them to avoid getting yourself in trouble. Maybe you put the empty milk jug back in the fridge instead of throwing it out, or you left the tap water running. In retrospect, these are memories that you can probably look back now and laugh at as adults because they were trivial fibs. However, the same can't be said when the lie can get you life in prison. This is Victoria Everest. She's a British holistic wellness influencer with over 700,000 followers. And she's not viral because of some cliche white lie for some clicks and views, but because she has been exposed to have falsely accused a man of rape. And believe it or not, this isn't speculation. She admitted to this herself on camera. Besides being the boy who cried wolf, Victoria Everest is known to be a multifaceted fraudster, allegedly. Previous clients of hers allege instances where she has double charged them for retreats and services. Moving on, between September 25th and October 1st, a Facebook user named Gucci Walker posted a video he secretly recorded in which Victoria is filmed unapologetically admitting to falsely accusing a man of rape. And to make matters worse, she even indirectly admits to have been doing this for many years prior to the situation that's being discussed in the video.
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff. Yeah, because it's too much energy you're investing out.
That's what the therapist was saying yesterday. It was like, is it not exhausting?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not though.
So you're gonna live. You've done for 5 years hurting men. You enjoy it, and you're gonna keep going. But the energy that you're putting into that, you could triple your income. You could be doing other things. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can I tell you where? You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they'll have medical.
I've done all this. There's evidence. I've given him my clothes. He banged me, babe. Like and he's denying that he was even there.
How can you do that if you got arrested in your house?
No, so one was for an occasion where he left.
Yeah.
The other time he was there, but he claimed that we didn't have, but there was evidence to say that we have. I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was funny. I thought about him.
Because I hate him because he's so much like me. Like, it annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully, yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rate them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing it. It doesn't mean you've got a victim involved.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it means you got desperate that you weren't able to hurt him. It's a fake charge. So what do you want from that?
So what? The guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
But then you can't say you've won or you was able to.
It's not a game. I'm done. I've pulled back. I've done what I've done. I've played my move. I've moved on. Like.
But you weren't able to hurt. The way you usually like to hurt men, you weren't able to hurt him.
Well, I did because in the relationship I continued to cheat on him. Remember,
by a fake charge, by a lie.
That was just the icing on the cake, babe. Like that was neither here or there. That was just the principal thing. I want him to spend New Year's in a jail cell for 3 days, and I did it. Yeah, that's how he started his New Year's. I started my New Year's on a private island in a £7,000 a night hotel with my son.
Yeah. Based on that false accusation.
I don't care. It tastes of his own medicine. I don't give a fuck.
Men have fallen for your lie for years.
And the one time I meet, and the
you
thing
fell for
was,
someone else's lie, and then you found a fake charge. What does that say about you, though?
I'm just as shallow as he is.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. Not as shallow as found a fake. Just to ruin someone's life.
Let's unpack this. In the beginning, she goes as far as to admit that her habit of falsely accusing men of is something so alarming and abnormal that even her therapist has questioned her about this. To which she responds is not an exhausting habit to her. That is what we would call a menace to society. The fact that this is not her first false accusation rodeo alone exhibits the lack of remorse. The man secretly filming this video then tries to explain to her how she could face repercussions if it all backfires on her, and she gloats about how she's untouchable because she's quote unquote done all the tricks. She's weaponized consensual intercourse to create solid evidence to support her false claims. Imagine hating yourself so much that when you see yourself in another person, it makes you hate them enough to falsely accuse them of She even admits to being as shallow as the person whom she accused to explain how she's able to easily lie about the
I want him to spend New Year's in a jail cell for 3 days, and I did it. Yeah, that's how he started his New Year's. I started my New Year's on a private island in a £7 a night hotel with my son.
Yeah, based on that false
I don't
accusation.
care. It tastes of his own medicine. I don't give a fuck.
Men have fallen for your lie for years.
And the one time I meet, and the
You
thing
fell for
was,
someone else's lie, and then you found a fake charge. What does that say about you, though?
I'm just as shallow as he is.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. Not a shallow to file a fake charge just to ruin someone's life.
Oh yeah, she's a mother to a young boy, by the way. Coming across this information was the most disturbing part of my research because in an interview you'll see shortly, she shares that she has unfortunately experienced SA in her past. And that alone is so baffling because for someone to have experienced SA to also be the same person falsely accusing someone of committing SA is absolutely deplorable. But to also be a mother to a young man, how do you not stop and think about how you would feel if a woman were to do the exact same thing that you do to men to your son when he grows up? God forbid. Are these not thoughts that go on in your consciousness as a mother to a boy? Now, Gucci Walker, the man who recorded this video exposing Victoria, went on to this podcast called the Winners Talking Podcast to share further context and details behind the video. He actually shared that the motive behind the video was due to the accused man being a friend of his cousin, and he wanted to help him beat the case to the best of his ability.
Platform they gave us big.
Yes. So let's talk now. From your perspective, let's hear so where does this begin for you as far as you and her interact? Where does it begin? What made you engage with her and start this conversation off?
Bro, I heard what she was doing, and being me, I just had to try and help. It was really just that. It was just a successful mission. I got to thank God it was a successful operation. I don't know her from Adam before that. And I knew her for about, at most, 4 days.
Where did you hear what she'd done from, what she was doing from?
So the guy that she was doing it to, you know, I can say I was never going to say his name because
She's saying his name.
she said his name now, so I can put it. Denzel, he's actually my cousin's brethren. So when I've heard what's going on and where the woman is, I knew, okay, we can make it work.
Yeah.
If I can try a thing. It's only a try. I'll say by the grace of God it worked. You get me? The operation, how I got the confession and all of that.
Yeah.
And the phone was in my hand as I'm chatting to her. But you see, like if I walked into a room and my phone's in my hand like this, you're not thinking, is it filming?
Yeah.
So I already kind of, from the Wednesday, I knew the next time I see her, when I walk up to her, my phone's going to be in my hand already, video. So the whole time as I'm chatting to her, the phone's doing this, I'm doing that, making sure I'm getting her name in it, getting his full name in it. His name, I can say his name now, but the reason why the video's cropped, I didn't want the part with his name out there like that, but his name's Denzel.
Once he successfully recorded her admission, it was used as evidence to dismiss the charges against Denzel, the accused man, who was out on bail at the time awaiting trial. We'll cross-reference some of this podcast when we watch some highlights from Victoria's interview. The interview is a two-parter, and in total, it's over an hour long. And as per usual, I sat through it, so you don't have to. In this sit down, she beautifully manages to shift the situation and the interviewer's focus towards victimizing herself by weaponizing her upbringing and past unrelated encounters with DV and SA. And as much as I empathize those valid and unfortunate past experiences, they also just cannot be leveraged to rationalize nor excuse falsely accusing someone of. Now, let's see her response to being asked what made her falsely accuse Denzel, and has she done this before?
When
women are scorned, because I'm not going to lie to you, that's something that I'm sure most of us have experienced. Personally speaking, I wouldn't think I'm going to falsely accuse this man of. Like, is that something that you had done before? How did that even enter into your mind? Is that something that you had seen someone do? Like, why was that the thing that you said, I'm going to get him via this route, as opposed to for the actual abuse that he was doing?
Because he had actually sexually assaulted me in the relationship. There were so many times in the relationship that he had sex with me without my consent. And I think that's where it came to, you know, whilst he hadn't, on that occasion, you know, when I reported him, he hadn't me. During the time that I was in a relationship, he assaulted me continuously. Like I said, it wasn't just physical abuse, it was mental, emotional, and there was, you know, I can count numerous times in the relationship while we were together, and I did not consent. I didn't want to have sex with him, and he pushed me to and he forced me to. And unfortunately, like I said, there is no justice in the justice system, and the police couldn't protect me from this man.
The way she reframed such a direct question reminds me of a man named Joseph. She managed to avoid answering what I think is a very important part of the question, which was, is this something you have done before? She partially answered the interviewer's question, and then for the rest, she just bombarded her with victimization, victimization, victimization. Like, girl, yes, you are a victim, but you've also caused harm. Those two things can coexist. So let's not do this thing where we try to cancel out our bad actions with the bad things that other people have done to us. Originally on her Instagram, she stated that this video exposing her was AI, and then she retracted her statement later on.
So let's talk about the video, the recent viral video. So when the video first dropped, you mentioned that it was fake and it was AI. Can we talk a bit about that? Like, what did you mean?
So given the size and scale of my account, I'm not the person that always is behind running my account. So the video was sent to me, and my first response to the video was that this has been edited, this is fake. And that's what I said to my team. So they then took that and said it was AI. When I realized that they'd put out it was AI, I deleted the story immediately, and then went forward with saying it's a very, very real video. It's just been, it's a 7-minute video that has been edited specifically to show me in a particular light, So I think there was a misunderstanding there for sure.
If you're being accused of being a liar to this extent, to this degree, I don't believe that this would be a situation to leave in the hands of a team to mishandle. She then goes on to say that the video was edited to paint her in a bad light, but something ain't adding up, because didn't she indirectly admit that she regularly accuses men of false crimes?
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff. Yeah, because it's too much energy you're investing out.
That's what the therapist was saying yesterday. It was like, is it not exhausting?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not though.
You've done for 5 years hurting men. You enjoy it. And you're going to keep going.
I don't know about you, but if I was being accused of regularly committing such a heinous act and it wasn't true, I would be denying it. I would be denying it before he could even finish his sentence. But if it's true, and you yourself, it's true, there's not really much to debate. There's not much to argue about. A fact is a fact. And either way, no matter if the video was chopped and screwed, the content of the video is despicable regardless. The context doesn't change no matter what. That level of atrocity cannot be fabricated unless it's AI. In this next highlight, Victoria claims that a man named Jason, who is allegedly blackmailing her as revenge for having him arrested and charged for DV/assault, instructed Gucci Walker to post the video.
When he came out, that's when the blackmail and abuse began. So he began to send me messages to say, watch, I'm going to get you, I'm going to kill you, you're going to face the price for this. This is the individual that has surfaced the video. So he's been the person that has, over the last 6 months, tormented and blackmailed me to a point where I just said, I'm if you're going to release the video, release the video. He is a very vindictive, very manipulative person. Like I said, I haven't seen him since he was arrested.
Who is this person that you're talking about, and what relevancy do they have to the video being released?
The individual that I'm talking about is a gentleman by the name of Jason, and he got hold hold of the video.
How?
I don't know the relationship between Jason and Gucci, but maybe they met. I'm guessing that they would have met and they would have talked about the situation. And Jason is essentially on a very vindictive campaign to ruin my life, essentially ruin my life, silence me. He wants me to pay the price.
This is very, very confusing, Victoria. There's three people here: Denzel, Jason, and Gucci. Are they friends?
So Denzel and Jason do not know each other. They're two relationships I had 10 years apart. The similarity between those two relationships was both relationships where I was assaulted and abused, and there's been, the Denzel relationship didn't go, the assault charge didn't go anywhere.
Do they know each other in any way?
Not that I'm aware of.
How did Jason get access to the video or know about the video?
So from my understanding, and this is hearsay, I don't know the facts around it, Jason paid Gucci to release the video.
But how did he know about the video?
Gucci told him that he still had a copy of the video from 10 years ago.
So Gucci and Jason know each other?
Correct. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And that's where that came from.
There's still holes. I'm still a bit confused because Gucci said in his statement that he found out that somebody was facing charges, and I'm assuming he was referring to Denzel.
He was referring to Denzel, correct.
So he knows Denzel.
Gucci knows both Denzel and Jason.
And Jason, okay,
correct.
fine. That makes sense now. Okay.
And in terms of the relationship between Denzel and Gucci, I don't know when or how they met, but when Jason found out he had a copy of this video, he then used that to blackmail and ammunition to say that I'm going to tear you down and release the video. And
this part was simultaneously confusing and interesting because in the podcast, Gucci said, "Who the hell is Jason?" And then he even shared that the video exposing Victoria is actually 5 years old. Again, reiterating that its original purpose was solely to clear Denzel of his charges. And since he has been cleared of these charges, he only recently posted it without including her name to raise awareness regarding women who falsely accuse men.
Because she said a man tried to blackmail her for 10 bags. She didn't pay. So she said leak the video. Then the question was, so how did Jason know to come to me for the video? She said, me and Jason must know each other. I gotta say this again one more time. Even if this Hollyoaks was true, we can't blackmail you with something that I've already submitted to the police 5 years ago as evidence. And blackmail's a crime. We already know you've sent my man to jail before. Why is he gonna come out of jail and blackmail you? I was really trying to raise awareness. I'm gonna be honest and say it straight. I didn't even put out the video to attack her. It was really to show like, some of the allegations aren't always true.
This last highlight will lead me to a very important point that I want to make. So I'm just going to let you watch.
When I said those things on camera, I was a very angry, scorned Black woman who I wanted the guy dead. That's the reality of it.
Victoria, there was absolutely no need to mention the fact that you are Black, to express the fact that you were operating from a place of anger and from feeling scorned. Your race and the color of your skin has zero relevancy when it comes to the emotions that you expressed. The angry Black woman trope is one of the most harmful stereotypes out there. It's been used for decades to silence, shame, and caricature Black women whenever we express emotion or stand up for ourselves. It's an imposed label that Black women have fought and continue to fight to dismantle, not something to wear like a badge when you make a mistake. That's turning a damaging stereotype into a built-in justification for harmful behavior, all to what? Avoid accountability? It's manipulative. This is where performative identity politics becomes dangerous. When identity stops being something that we protect and instead becomes a convenient excuse, it devalues real struggles. The main takeaway of this hour-long, poorly conducted interview, if I may add, is 1, she's just a stereotypical angry Black woman. And 2, have some sympathy, will you? She literally had to do probation all because she told a little lie and didn't get away with it.
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to cut you because you said the person in the video that you were referring to was not prosecuted, was not arrested, was not charged.
Absolutely not. He wasn't, he wasn't charged. He didn't go to jail. And actually the video was provided to the police. And because the video was provided to the police, he managed to get away with those charges. And
What is this choice of words here that we're using? He didn't manage to get away with the charges. He was proven innocent of the crime that you falsely accused him of by your own admission.
as a result of that video being provided to the police, I was charged, caution, and I had to go on probation. So I have a criminal record. And, that was a decision made by the police at the time.
It's interesting because the tale of Victoria Everest perfectly illustrates how the creation of the T app was beyond reckless and dangerous. Instead of being used for its good potential, it was highly used to spread rumors and lie on people in the name of revenge, just providing this accessible, low effort way to ruin lives. And by all means, not to encourage this, but what happened to the old-fashioned Jasmine Sullivan toxic revenge of cutting sneakers, burning clothes, busting windows? Those are all repairable, replaceable, tangible items, and not irreversibly damage lives. Speaking as a woman, a granddaughter, and an older sister, knowing that there are women out there who cry wolf when it comes to the topic of infuriates me in the most unexplainable ways. Your brother, your cousin, even your neighbors' lives could change, all because an emotionally unintelligent woman woke up one day feeling like lying for fun, forever altering their life while she goes on with hers. And all this happens while real women experience real every day and can't receive justice no matter how hard they fight for it. And to add insult to injury, the fact that the worst consequence that Victoria is facing is social media cancellation, we are truly regressing as a society.